then how can we say that its basicity is 1? Very easy concept. Boric acid, if you are able to see, in this case, the valency of the boron is 1, 2, 3, its octet is incomplete. So, it will be working as the Lewis acids. You know what are Lewis acids? Those which are electron deficient molecules. So, whenever boric acid comes in the contact of the water, then what actually happens? As it has got the vacant orbital, so it will react with water, take its OH, and water will give H plus ion. Then this H ion is considered as the H ion of the boric acid. That's the reason why we have taken the basicity of the boric acid to be 1. So these are the acids. If we go for the bases, these are very important. Remember students, note it down. These are very important topics and they are going to be asked frequently in the examinations. Now see, if we go for the base. In the case of base, the formula will be same, but what changes we have to make? Equivalent mass of the base is equals to molecular mass divided by acidity. What is acidity? I have written here, number of the OH ion generated. For example, NaOH, it gives 1. For example, magnesium hydroxide, that is milk of magnesia, gives 2. For example, aluminium hydroxide gives 3. So, equivalent weight is equals to molecular weight upon 1, equivalent weight is equals to molecular weight upon 2, equivalent weight is equals to molecular weight upon 3. In this case, generally we don't see any exceptions. You have to follow the simple concept that the number of the OH minus ion given is the acidity. If sometimes ions are given, for example, sulfate, what we will do? Equivalent weight is equals to formula weight of sulfate divided by its charge. Don't need not to take the sign, only the figure. That's the divided by 2. If it has been given the phosphate, then equivalent weight is equals to formula weight divided by the 3. If it is ammonium, then equivalent weight is equals to formula weight divided by 1. So these are the main concepts. You can find the equivalent mass. And when you are being able to find the equivalent mass, it's very easy to calculate the molecular mass, and by knowing the equivalent mass, you can also calculate the normality. So move ahead. If I rewrite the formula of the normality, it is normality is equals to number of equivalent of solute upon volume in the liter. This is the formula number 1. So normality into volume would be equal to number of equivalent of solute. Remember this point, this should be in the liters. We are using this formula to calculate the number of equivalent. Remember, the volume should be in the liters. Now see, if solution is diluted by water, if the given solution is diluted by the water, see, I have taken the solution. Normality is N1, volume is V1. What we are adding the water. So as a result of which, automatically volume will increase, but obviously increase का sign लगा देते हैं, and normality will decrease. Now see, again the concept is same. If you are adding the water, volume is increasing, normality is decreasing, but number of equivalent will remain same. Here number of equivalent is equals to N1V1. Here it is N2V2. So we can go for this way. N1V1 is equals to N2V2. The same concept as it was in the molarity. Now see, if we are discussing the question in this way, if two acids are mixed or two bases are mixed together. We are not mixing acid base, we are mixing two acids or two bases. Now in this case, what we will see, this is acid 1, this is acid 2. So acid 1, acid 2, its normality is N1, its normality is N2, its volume is V1, its volume is V2. So if we want to find number of equivalent in this case is N1V1 and number of equivalent in this case is equals to N2V2. What we are doing, we are mixing both. Since we are mixing the two acids, they are not going to react together. Or we are mixing the two bases, again they are not going to react together. Then what will happen? See, actually when we have mixed both, then what is happening? But obviously the volume will add up. So V3 is equals to V1 plus V2. But remember, N3 is not equals to N1 plus N2. So its normality is N3. Now the question arises, how can we calculate N3? Very simple way. See, what is happening? I am mixing this acid and this acid together. So the number of equivalent in this acid and the number of equivalent in this acid both will be mixed. So the number of equivalent in the resultant acid is number of equivalent of first plus number of equivalent of the second. So number of equivalent in the resultant is N3V3, and N3V3 is equals to students N1V1 plus N2V2. So this is the easiest way. So the formula is N3 is equals to N1V1 plus N2V2 divided by V3. By this we can find out the normality of the resultant solution. See, this is the condition when both acids are mixed or both bases are mixed. I am not saying we are not mixing one acid and one base. Now, see in this case, if one acid is mixed with one base, in this case, it is clear that one acid and one base is mixing, then they will react and neutralize each other. The concept is one equivalent of acid neutralizes one equivalent of base. What is this? I am not writing 1 gram of acid neutralizes 1 gram of base. No. 1 liter of acid neutralizes 1 liter of base. No. Remember, 1 equivalent of acid neutralizes 1 equivalent of the base. Now see what we have taken. This is the container number first. Here I have filled the acid having normality N1 and volume V1. It is acid. See what I am doing. Container number 2 filled with the base, normality N2 and volume V2. So number of equivalents, how can we find out? In the acid it is N1V1, in the base it is N2V2. 3 conditions we are going to discuss. See what are the 3 conditions? First condition, first case, if N1V1 is equals to N2V2, what does it mean? It means resultant solution is neutral. Why it is neutral? Because number of equivalent of acid is equals to number of equivalent of base. But second case, if N1V1 is more than N2V2, that is number of equivalent of acid is more than number of equivalent of base, then what will happen? The resultant solution, what we are making, this is the resultant solution, and the resultant solution will be acidic in the nature. Reason? N1V1 is more. So in such case, N3V3 is equals to N1V1 minus N2V2. What is N3? Normality of the resultant solution. So how can we calculate N3? N3 is equals to N1V1 minus N2V2 divided by V3. And remember student, V3 is same. What is V3? V3 is equals to V1 plus V2. It's not going to change. Now see, third case, here the result is solution is acidic in nature. Now if somebody says third is N1V1 is less than N2V2. In this case, what happens? N2V2 is the equivalent of the bases. N1V1 are the equivalent of the acid. And we are saying N2V2 is more and N1V1 is less. Therefore, the resultant solution will butt off with number of equivalent of acid is less than number of equivalent of base. So, resultant solution would be basic. This solution would be basic. So the formula is again the same N3V3. Remember what I am doing? N2V2 minus N1V1 divided by V3. This is the formula of the normality. So again we have discussed the 3 important formulas. When we are going to use this? When the solution is neutral. we are not able to decide. We will see the values N1 V1 and N2 V2 are equal, that means solution is neutral. In the second case, acid is more, therefore resultant solution is acidic. In the third case, base is more, therefore the resultant solution is the basic. So these are the main formulas of the normality. Now the next unit is strength. It's the most easiest unit and it will be used in the titration, the 12th class practical. Nothing, it's very simple formula. Mass of solute in gram upon volume of solution. This is the formula of the strength. See, no molecular mass, no equivalent mass, only mass of the solid in the grams upon volume of the solution. This is the strength. Now, if molarity is given, molarity का formula था WB upon MB into V in the liters. It is also in the liters. So, if I write M into MB, that is WB upon V liters, that is the strength. So, by using the molarity, we can calculate the strength. Similarly, normality WB upon EB into volume in the liter. Now see, N into EB is equals to WB upon volume in the liter. Again the strength has come. So by using the molarity and the normality, you can calculate the strength. And the last unit is V by V units. What is V by V units? Those units which depends only on the volume, and it's very simple. It's the volume percentage. How can we calculate volume percent of A? Then it is VA upon VA plus VB into 100. Volume percent of B, it is VB upon VA plus VB into 100. Remember this point. If in the numerical it is given 20% aqueous H2SO4 V upon V. It means volume percent is given. So 20 ml of H2SO4 is mixed in 80 ml of water. So the resultant solution is 100. So this is the volume percent. So these are the concentration terms what we have done. And one more important question I am going to discuss, and it is frequently asked in the board examination as well as in the JEE and the NEET. It has also been asked. Question is, out of capital M and small m, which is superior and why? Very good question. See, what is the formula of small m? That is the molarity, number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent. What is capital M? Molarity, capital M, number of moles of solute upon volume of solvent. Now see, 50% formula is same, number of moles. What of you say? The answer is here. What is this? In this case, volume of the solvent is given, and remember, if we change the temperature, then volume will change, and if the volume is changing, then molarity is changing. That means what? All those units which comes under category of W by V, that is molarity, normality, strength, they are temperature dependent. That is, on changing the temperature, their value will change. While in this case, see, this is the mass of solvent, and we know mass is independent of temperature. That means if we change the temperature, the mass will never change. Therefore, molarity, small m, is independent of temperature. That is, its value comes to be constant at various temperature. That's the reason why small m is superior as compared to capital M. So these are the concentration terms, and now our chapter will begin, the solution chapter will begin. And in the first video I have told you that we have got the 9 types of the solution, but in our syllabus we have got the liquid solutions. Liquid solutions means liquid plus liquid, liquid plus solid, and liquid plus gas. So in the next video we are going to begin the liquid solution. Keep watching this video, share it, subscribe my channel. Thank you. Goodbye.